Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's going to swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
We're learning a lot about each other.
We don't speak about her.
About rivals.
We are not rivals. Yeah, me and Kay are not on the same level. In the same sense that Matt thinks that the Bears and the Packers aren't on the same level.
She had less hope in the Packers winning against the Broncos at Denver than the Packers beating Philly at Lambeau.
Molly's smart.
That seems like Looney Tunes to me.
See, it's okay because
No,
you're just
why
like my
Molly.
husband. I literally will say anything, but he won't believe it until it comes from somebody else. So
Like Kay Adams.
you're the same way.
Like Kay Adams.
Exactly.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison. Alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
It is Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power. We are in the Everlight Solar Studio alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Orshime behind the glass.
We're gonna
First
flip.
of all, shout out to Molly Brown. You can see her on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. You can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. Molly Brown, she made the trek down from Beaver Dam, our Beaver Dam office, to be here today to give us a great show. So shout out to Molly for driving through. Was it raining on your way in?
Raining and windy. Like my car is blowing all over.
At the end of the show, we'll check in and find out if it was worth it.
Yeah, let's hope we don't have a
dud.
bad show.
Yeah. Thanks a lot for coming in, Molly.
Yeah, ruined it.
I don't know. I'm thinking about pulling that fire alarm again already, if I'm being honest.
I don't blame you.
If you are new to the show today, there was a fire alarm that we think was maybe bumped by a cleaning person, maybe when they were vacuuming. Is that
It seems
I
like
don't
a
know. Is
bit
that-
on like a sitcom.
Is that like
Right?
a polar alarm? How does that happen? It couldn't have been.
I don't know if it was a pole. They might have broken because it was on our floor that it was pulled, and the maintenance person or the security people here came up and like initially thought it was us, but there's literally someone in the hallway vacuuming.
Yeah.
And it most likely would be like maybe if you break the glass, the alarm will start to go off, and so if they like threw their elbow back when they're vacuuming, they smashed it or they hit it with the actual vacuum.
I also like to
imagine?
aggressively vacuum.
But like that would make the most sense. But if you're vacuuming every once in a while, you might just I think they had headphones on, like you might just catch something with your elbow.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought it was everyone knew. Just don't vacuum angry. That's a thing, right?
But also like that's the most likely scenario.
That doesn't.
More than like the cleaning person just pulling the fire alarm cause.
You don't think we got like Ocean's 11? Like, have we done an
What would
account
they
for
steal?
everything? I don't know. We've got a Devontae jersey,
It's-
Olympic jersey,
It's still
Giannis jersey.
they're still here.
Yours would be the number one to go. I'll
Maybe.
tell you that much.
You'd
Out of those
think.
Hall of Famers.
Absolutely.
Potentially.
we are presented by Coors Light. We all want to raise a glass to one of the most legendary fictional bar patrons of all time, George Wendt. Norm from Cheers passed away today, or at least it was announced today. He passed away, and I grew up. My dad, my parents watched Cheers. I grew up watching Cheers. I've seen all the reruns. I maintain it's actually the best sitcom of all time because it's the most timeless. I mean, if you look at Seinfeld, there's a whole aspect of Seinfeld that doesn't work because you have the idea of you're not able to, like, you can text, you can call, you can do all those sorts of things. So some of the premises have been removed. You have The Office. The Office politics and those sort of things have just kind of, especially after COVID, it's just less of a thing. So some of those tropes don't quite exist as much. And then I guess Friends, again, feels very 90s. Cheers takes place in a bar. And they're always basically going into a bar, and it's about people going to a bar and sharing their stories and having a good time. But Norm passed away, but he's also famous from SNL. He is, I think he's Chuck Swirsky. I'm not sure which one, but Da Bears.
Da Bears.
Da Bears. He is famous for those. He is a Chicago guy. So he is famous for Da Bears.
His nephew is Jason Sudeikis.
I didn't even know that. So you, Molly, how many episodes
is
of
neat.
Cheers have you seen?
None.
Matt?
Less than 5, more than 1.
Wow.
Have you seen the whole series? Like, I don't. How long was the series?
I've seen the series multiple times.
Okay.
I mean, it's one of the most watched series of all time. I believe it was either MASH or Cheers that was the most watched finale until Seinfeld knocked it out. So, I mean, it's kind of stood the test of time as well.
Ryan, you're a movie guy. Are you a sitcom guy? Did you watch Cheers?
I've seen all of 0 episodes of Cheers.
Okay.
I've honestly seen more documentaries about Cheers than I have episodes of Cheers.
Well,
or documentaries that mention Cheers, I should say.
I was going to say, why are you watching documentaries about Cheers if you've never seen Cheers?
Well, there was a great documentary series back in the day from, I think CNN was the one who made it. They did like the 60s, the 70s, decade.
Back in the day, I feel like this was like 5 years ago.
I mean, that's kind of it might be further than that, actually, Jim, if you think.
Okay.
It might be more than
maybe
10,
it is.
honestly.
Maybe it is. Okay.
I want to say I watched those when I was like 16, 17, which would be almost 10 years ago now. But they had like episodes that would just cover like each generation's like golden era of television and movies. And I remember Cheers specifically in the 1970s docuseries decade. And it made me want to watch it, but I just never got around to it.
Eric and Madison chimes in on the Carbos Talking text line 844-770-3776. He asked for the theme song for Cheers when you get a chance. I'll tell you what, that was an era where theme songs were bangers. You had that. You had the Golden Girls one as well. You had, the Golden Girls?
Golden Girls is making a comeback because I know you're into it. You love watching it. But I was just watching like the NBA on TNT the other day, and Chuck has a mug that says "Stay Golden" or something, I think.
Yeah.
And I'm like, they must be making a comeback. Betty White.
So, for history for the company, Stephen Craig.
Apparently, they like green and gold.
Stephen Craig, the founders of the company, used to host a show here in Madison as well, the Stephen Craig Show. They would reference that Golden Girls was like their favorite show of all time. Because if you watch it, it's kind of unhinged. It's just 4 ladies just being incredibly rude and mean to each other, but they also like love it. It's a premise that like exists now in a million shows where like kind of like Friends, where it's like you have this group of people who are living outside lives, but they all come back to one place and they're all friendly with each other. And but like the Cheers song is definitely like a banger. There was Growing Pains had one that I believe like was on the charts for a little bit, but the Golden Girls one was one that I think most people would know as well. Do you have the cheer? I was filibustering. I didn't know if you were trying to pull it up.
Oh, that was going to be the next bump song.
Oh, okay. Bump song is how we're going to do that one. That's fine. So we do want to get to a side unlimited poll question. Then we'll move to something far more serious like flag football. But in honor, like thanks to flag football, I feel comfortable leading the show with Norm from Cheers. But in honor of Norm from Cheers passing away, we want to ask you, and we're going to put a few options out there. We'll put this at you, Matt and Molly. Our poll yesterday got a lot. Our side unlimited poll question yesterday got a lot of votes where we asked which game is more of a Wisconsin staple, Euchre or Cribbage. Euchre so far has been winning that one. But at you, Matt and Molly, we'll ask the question. You can chime in the Carbos Talk text line 844-770-3776. List is more. What's the most iconic auxiliary character in a sitcom? We're going to put Norm in there. You could have done this all from Cheers. We are going to put Frasier in there. He spun off to his own. Or no, not Frasier. We're going to take a character from Frasier. Who, Ryan, do you know what Roz's job was on the TV show Frasier?
How do you spell Roz's name? Just for
R-O-Z.
R-O-Z. Is it actually R-O-Z?
Yeah, in the show.
That's ridiculous.
Roz Doyle. And do you know
With
what?
a name like Roz, I'm gonna
Probably short for like Rosalind.
I'm gonna say he's a cleaning person. Who,
Roz is a she.
Roz is a she.
I would say Roz is a cleaning person who accidentally pulls fire alarms.
Do you know what Frasier's job is in the TV show?
He's a radio host.
He's a radio host. And
cool.
Roz is his producer.
Best producer in the business.
Yes.
Really?
You could
That
pick
is
up
neat.
a few tips from the trade there.
Oh yeah, sure.
More tips in. Roz also always had dates.
Yes.
So you can probably learn a thing or two from Roz.
Oh,
I gotta Google Roz.
Yeah.
Can I Google Roz?
Yeah.
On my work computer?
It's a TV
Okay.
sitcom. Yeah. It's not like anything too nefarious.
Frasier.
there.
It's pretty dry.
And then the other ones we went Kramer from Seinfeld and then Kevin from The Office. Those are the options we're going to put out. Jim, Matt, and Molly. You can write in others. You can chime in 844-770-3776. Carbos Talking text line. List is more. Matt Hamilton, a happy boy. Do you want to share the exciting news that Adam Schefter broke this morning?
Yeah, the NFL players, or at the very least player, is going to be allowed to compete in the Olympics in 5-on-5 flag football. I know, that's awesome news. I'm surprised Ryan didn't have the sounder, but
Ryan is so out of check on who these characters are. He had to double check who any of them were.
I was trying to make sure I was picking up some of those tips from Roz there, Matt Hamilton.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Don't worry about it.
So what I want to get to here, I'm going to share some of the rules here, and then we're going to get to our other side of the limit poll question, which will be more of a sports question. But here are some of the rules that we have figured out from the negotiations with the NFLPA and the owners. So permission for any player under NFL contract to participate in tryouts. That's been given. A limit of one player per NFL team on each national team participating. So the Packers couldn't, like, I'll just use Chicago. They got the punter. I don't know why you have a punter, but he's from Australia. They can't then have another player. Like, if he goes plays for Australia, he can't. I don't know who. Jalen Johnson can't play for Team USA.
Right.
Another one here, allowing, in addition, a team's designated international player to play for his home country. We just talked about that.
Yeah.
A purchase of a league-wide insurance policy to provide injury protection for any player injured while participating in authorized flag football activities related to the Olympics. A salary cap a salary cap credit for any player who is injured. An exception that Olympic flag football teams will establish medical staffs and field surfaces that comply with NFL minimum standards. A schedule that does not unreasonably conflict with NFL league and club commitments. So those are kind of the general rules. How do we feel about those before we get to our question?
Everything seems fair to this point.
I think it's funny that they address the concerns of the field for flag football, but yet they still have issues with regular,
Like in
everyday
Brazil.
NFL football fields.
Well,
Yes.
you could go to Soldier Field. Players complain all the time. But
exactly.
the problem is the league does not control. I mean, minimum standards, I'm sure Soldier Field hits it, but the league does not have full control over what each team wants to do with their field.
Which seems kind of ridiculous.
Oh, let's not forget the Packer
God.
preseason game in Winnipeg.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with Crybaby Dave
Oh,
Bakhtiari
yeah,
with
that one
this.
too.
No,
Forgot
like
about that.
didn't they play on like a short field or too long of a field or something?
Probably
there was
'cause
something like
the
that.
Canadian fields are different.
Yeah, and the field goal posts are.
Think about
100
even the Super Bowl in Arizona 2 years ago. Like, there was all sorts of issues coming from that one, remember? That's ridiculous.
So
Sorry,
yeah.
continue.
But anyways, they do.
I
It's
think those
minimum
are fair
standards.
rules.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
It kind of stinks for any American player on a team with a potentially like international player because they're going to get the spot if they're allowed to go.
I am curious, not that it's not an honor to play for your country in the Olympics, but the NFL is a grueling sport. Mm-hmm. I think there's going to be a lot of players like over 27 or 28 and be like, no, I need my time. / it takes up so much of your commitment of like your life, your personal life.
Yeah.
Like, I'm curious what the number is of people who will actually want to participate in it. Mm-hmm. It is an honor to win a gold, but a little different than like if you're a basketball player, the gold medal has been something that you could achieve when you're growing up. I'm trying to think baseball, same thing, or like there's been different things that could be in place if you're a professional athlete. Football, the thought of winning a gold medal has never crossed your mind. So it might not be on your bucket list / you have family commitments / football is a hard, grueling sport. There will definitely be notable NFL players who will want to do this, and they're all going to be rightfully respectful about it, but I'm curious how many of them are like, but also I don't really want to do it.
Because what year will this be? 2028?
Yeah.
So, I mean, it should give them, 3 years to kind of plan life out? I mean,
But it's not even planning life out. If I'm a Lamar Jackson, I still I want to win a Super Bowl more than a
for sure.
gold medal. So there's certain players that aren't going to want to risk it.
Yeah.
So again, there's going to be good players in there, but to your point, I don't know. I wonder how many players from each team are going to want to participate.
Yeah.
Apparently they like green and gold.
But and maybe as you kind of start building up for it, you might feel different about it. But there could be injuries that could derail someone. It's just such a physically demanding sport, and you hear players talk about needing months to recover from a season. Then, like, do you want to risk your? Heck, I wonder, and maybe this is allowed or not. I wonder if NFL teams would like write in bonuses of like, don't play in the Olympics and we'll give you extra money. Like if I'm an NFL team, I want no part of my.
Well, the NFL as an organization is so on board with flag football because it puts football on a worldwide scale. Like in a perfect world, in a couple years, people who grew up playing football can dream of being flag football Olympians. Like the hope by the NFL, as far as the NFL is concerned, is that this becomes like a regular sport in the Olympics.
Right. And
So
I
like, it
understand
could eventually get to that point
Yep.
where at some point you're going to see the writing on the wall like, hey, I'm not 6'4", I'm not the fastest guy, but I might be able to carve a career out and play flag football.
And I think that would be great. And I think I would be far more into flag football if it's that instead of like NFL players who are.
But like for this first one, I think
Makes
it's going
sense,
to add a little more hype behind it, and it might actually grow the idea of flag football other places outside of the U.S. more.
Absolutely.
And I think there's a women's or there's definitely a women's flag football league. I'm not sure if there's going to be a women's flag football at the Olympics, but that's another whole side market that the NFL wants to try and capture. Is like,
well, as the WNBA ratings are up year over year after week one, yes, obviously women's sports continues to grow. 608 chimes in with Big Bang Theory 100%, which I said I didn't ask the question, but I said Cheers is the greatest sitcom of all time. I'll be honest, I've never seen an episode of Big Bang Theory, and I don't really know what it's about. I understand
it's about
it's
a bunch of nerds at college.
And I'm not saying
They're
it's
not
not
in college.
And I'm
yeah,
not
they're
going to
out
say
of college or out of university.
Oh, I think you said like in college.
Oh, I did say in college, but I kind of just meant like around it.
Yeah, because they're like, one is a professor.
Like
I don't know.
TAs.
They're
or something.
very
I don't
smart.
know.
Is that the one with the kid from Roseanne? Like one of the main characters is from the show Roseanne?
I think so. I
No
think
idea.
that sounds right, but I could not tell you which one.
And isn't there another girl
Sheldon.
from that show from
It's
Blossom?
Kaylee Cuoco or
No,
whatever.
I don't know who the hell that is.
Well, she's the main girl.
Jim Parsons, was he in Roseanne?
No, Jim. No, David was the guy's character in Roseanne. I can't remember. He has long hair. He was also in the Christmas Vacation. He plays the son in Christmas Vacation.
I think it's the Leonard is the character. That you're thinking
Johnny
of.
Galecki is the actor.
Yes.
And is he in Big Bang Theory?
He is in Big Bang Theory. He's in Roseanne as well, and Christmas Vacation.
And
we found him, guys.
And is the woman who played Blossom in Big Bang Theory?
Blossom from Roseanne.
No. Blossom is its own TV show.
Oh wow! I mean,
She also hosted some episodes of Jeopardy. But I know her as Blossom.
how many old school TV shows are you going to bring up today?
Jeopardy's still on the air.
she's in it. She's in it.
Yes.
Mayim Bialik?
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce her name.
She's Blossom.
Be honest, that's my poet.
David from Roseanne and Blossom are in a TV show. Maybe I should watch it because I like those other two shows.
It's okay. It's not bad. It's funny.
I mean, it's syndicated, right? I mean, and that's
Yeah.
kind of how the
People
standard
are
we set
obsessed
for
with
it.
it.
Yeah. I mean, it got
Great
its own
theme
spin-off.
song.
It got its own spin-off.
Now, is this the one? This is also Sheldon. Then is in this one.
Yes.
Yeah.
So my kids are very excited. We added that Netflix to watch Young Sheldon.
Yep.
Yeah, so that's the spin-off. It's
I have no desire to watch Big Bang Theory. I just think it missed me. But Young Sheldon, apparently, some kids my kids' age are really into Young Sheldon. So we might
Interesting.
watch that one.
Well, there you go.
I'm going to post it. We're going to ask our second side and limited poll question, and Matt's going to tell us about Line and Kugels. But our second side and limited poll question we'll post at ESPN Madison. There's a limit of one player per team to participate in the Olympics for their current country. So the question we want to ask is, what current Packer player do you want to represent Team USA in flag football? And then we can throw out quickly. Do we put Matthew Golden in there? Is he?
Should we brainstorm on the other side?
All right, we'll throw it out to people. I guess we'll throw it out to people on the side. Tell us about Line and Kugels.
Oh, you can't go wrong with Line of Kugels. I know it doesn't feel like spring or summer right now. Well, mostly spring because it's not super warm, but summer is upon us. Look out for that delicious summer shandy from Line of Kugels. 150 years of German brewing inspiration right here in the home is Wisconsin. Line of Kugels has been crafting beer with their family for that long. You should check out Line of Kugels wherever you get delicious beer. Get the Lakeside Cherry, get the Juicy Peach, maybe the Liney's Original, or a delicious Honey Vice. You can't go wrong. Line of Kugels beer.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Matt Hamilton here for Line of Kugels, the craft beer that showcases a commitment to tradition and quality, founded in 1867 in Chippewa Falls, Wisconsin. No matter where I'm at, on the ice, on my boat, or if I'm just watching the big game, I always have a Liney's in my hand. Whether it's the refreshing summer shandy, the smooth Honey Vice, or my personal favorite, the Juicy Peach, there's a delicious flavor for every moment. Pick it up wherever you get delicious beer, but remember, you gotta be 21 years or older to enjoy. Hey, Matt Hamilton here to tell you about the delicious Odyssey Brands, a family-owned company crafting award-winning cheese right here in Wisconsin for over 4 generations. Made with locally sourced milk, Odyssey brings bold, Greek-style flavors straight to your table. From savory, crumbly feta to rich and creamy Greek yogurt, every bite is a taste of tradition and quality. You can find Odyssey products at most major retailers nationwide and online. Odyssey, crafted in Wisconsin, loved everywhere, dairy done right.
your Honda gets you everywhere. When it needs service, you need Zimbrick Honda service. Their customer service is second to none, and you can experience it for yourself at 2 convenient Madison service locations on Fish Hatchery Road and Grand Canyon Drive. From simple maintenance to expert repairs, Honda certified technicians handle it all. Stop in for an express oil change at Fish Hatchery Road on Saturdays. No appointment necessary. Part of the Madison community since 1973. Shop local. Shop Zimbrick Honda.
The playoffs are in full swing, and you can get in on all the action at ESPN Bet Sportsbook. Go from tracking the latest game-changing moments to placing bets in just a few taps. Right now, new customers can get $100 in bonus bets when you make your first $10 wager. Download the ESPN Bet Sportsbook app and sign up with promo code JOEQ, J-O-E-Q, to get started today. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free Millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MVA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Bree Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Want to join the fastest growing home solar company in the nation and work in the fastest growing industry in the world? Everlight Solar has open positions in the Madison area and in their newly open Milwaukee location. As Wisconsin's largest home solar company, Everlight Solar offers great opportunities to gain new skills and advance your career. Don't miss the chance to join the Everlight Solar team. Visit everlightsolar.com to apply today. Save money, save the planet, and start with Everlight Solar.
Listen to Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin on 100.5 ESPN.
Is somebody going to trade for Dalla Dame with a blown-out Achilles? The answer is no. Everybody and their brother is going to trade for Giannis. That is all I'm saying. And for you to say that's completely unreasonable is irrational on your part. You have your head in the sand with the ostrich.
Wilde and Tausch, weekdays 9 to noon on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions, securing homes and businesses in the Madison area since 1987.
And your little angel hung the cat up by its tail. And
It is unbelievable that Ryan doesn't even get the right part to come in. This is where he comes in.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody
You ever heard of letting a
knows
beat
your
drop,
names.
Jim? Now you're being denied of it because you're
Eric
ungrateful.
and Madison. Eric and Madison. You denied him.
No. Nothing. Molly,
Turn it up.
Carbon World Health.
Well, actually, I'm going to tell you about Ride the Revolution with Cycle Nation as they're coming back to Madison.
Knows your name.
Join the American Stroke Association and the American Heart Association tomorrow, Wednesday, May 21st, at the Sylvie as we pedal for a purpose. Teams can join the movement as we raise funds and heartbeats to end strokes and save lives. It's all happening tomorrow, Wednesday, May 21st, at the Sylvie. Visit cyclenation.org/Madison and register today. Locally sponsored by Carbon World Health and ESPN Madison. And hold on.
We want to make this show. Turn your microphone on. We want to make this show like Cheers. We're like,
I like this song,
you're
though.
welcome. You're welcome to join us and have a Coors Light.
Yeah.
But you want to go where everybody knows your name. Outside of it, someone texted in the Big Bang Theory person did not put their name on it.
Coward.
That's why. We want to know your name.
We want to know your name.
Get out of
Everybody
my
here
bar.
wants to know your name. But I do want to tell you that our friend Dr. Nessa Rodriguez from Carbon World Health is very close to hitting his goal. He has raised over almost $3,000 out of his $5,000 goal. So if you could go over to cyclenation.org/Madison to help him out there. But raising money for a good cause.
She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton. We're in the Everlight Solar studio. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream. And Primetime Orsheim is behind the glass. You can stream us with the ESPN Wisconsin app. So before we went to break, I started to tease a poll question. And basically, Ryan is very concerned about Jason Wilde's schedule, which I understand. We want to make sure we have time for Jason Wilde. So he pushed us to break.
Well, I want to try and structure the show a little bit. I understand we're at the bar, but the bartender needs to keep things in line every once in a while.
How Roz of you.
Thank you.
Yes. Honestly, I wish we could give Ryan homework because I feel like he would like Frazier.
You don't give me enough homework?
We can give him more. Have you guys noticed that Ryan doesn't text us back on the weekends?
Yeah.
He's only in it for the show.
I sent you guys 3 texts Sunday morning.
That's because his phone's on silent. He's stalking.
He's
in the hunt.
No, his phone is off, so they can't track it to his cell phone tower.
Exactly.
They don't get his ping.
Can't risk the phone ringing when you're hunting your prey.
Good old serial killer Ryan Wollersheim jokes here. All right, so we did have a side limited poll question posted up at Jim, Matt, and Molly. So we'll get to that one first here. In honor of George Wendt passing away, what is the most iconic side character in the TV sitcom history? Right now, Kramer and Seinfeld is number 1 with Norman Shears number 2. No votes for anyone else. So we'll see how that goes. But right now, it might be a 2-horse race. And then we're now going to post a new siding limited poll question, which you can chime in on the Carbus Talking text line. Less is more, 844-770-3776. So we want to ask you, which Packer would you like to see play flag football for Team USA? The odds aren't great for the Packers to be able to put someone on this team unless it is a thinned out field. So basically there's a quarterback, a center, which I don't even really know.
Center / running back.
Let's just leave the center out of it because the way I read it is center, wide receiver, running back. Again, the way I looked it up. Maybe they're also running back, but I just did Google AI. The positions they gave was quarterback, center, wide receiver, running back. So we're just going to leave the center one out of it. We'll just won't worry about it. We'll pick So obviously we're looking for cornerback, a defensive back, linebacker, running back, wide receiver, quarterback. Those are the options we're going to look for here for the actual positions.
Okay.
So what do we think here? Matthew Golden? Yeah?
I think that's fun. He's young, then I'm not worried about his health.
True. I was thinking a DB, maybe Xavier McKinney could go ball hawk a little bit for the Packers.
Well, I think Edgerrin Cooper would be a good one as a linebacker there.
Yeah.
He's quick.
Yeah. Do
he's
linebackers
younger.
really play in flag football?
It's listed as one of the positions, DB
It's an
linebacker.
option?
But I would say he is a
But would you use it on a guy who's like linebacker size when it's more about speed and shiftiness? Would you not just put a DB there?
But he is a shifty,
He is
powerful speed guy. That's why I picked him. I won't pick any other line. I guess you could go Quay Walker too.
No. We're not putting Quay. We're not having Quay represent Team USA.
I'm just thinking of very athletic players at the linebacker position. You're right. We don't have to. I don't know if there's rules about how many linebackers or defensive backs can play. I don't know if you technically have to have someone who would be a linebacker. But setting that aside, Jair?
Is he on the team? Is he on the Packers, I should say?
He won't be on the Packers by the time this rolls around.
Exactly.
But that's a different thing. I also wrote, like, Josh...
Carrington Valentine?
No, forget it.
No?
You can't have Carrington Valentine represent the United States of America in the Olympics. He can barely represent the Packers in the NFL.
How about Keyshawn Nixon, our number 1
CB1.
Same difference. Nate Hobbs, Keyshawn Nixon, they barely represent their own team.
All right, so you're saying our secondary stinks.
McKinney is great. The other ones, maybe they blow up. But McKinney's a great answer.
I will say the center snaps the ball and then goes out for a pass as a receiver. So I think you'd use like a running back at center.
Doesn't matter because we're picking players on the Packers, running backs or wide
receivers.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. I'd say my center / running back would be
Josh Jacobs.
He stinks at flag football. I guarantee it. He is not quick.
Oh, yeah, and you wouldn't. He just bowl people over.
You can't do that, though. I don't think you can do that in flag football.
Yeah.
Wait, you can't tackle in flag football, so should we put Rashawn Gary out there, too?
Oh.
He can't get a sack, so...
Yeah! But he's good at getting pressures, and that's probably all you can do. And
Damn! Pressure.
Wow, that was so brutal.
Well, then you might as well throw Lucas Van Ness in there.
Perfect!
2 underpants Olympic guys.
Jeez.
It's too bad we didn't get Shamar Stewart, because then we could have 3.
Yeah.
This is brutal.
Dude, the line of the year so far.
Yeah, it might be. Wow.
Wow. Golden, McKinney.
Yeah.
What else?
Edgerrin Cooper, I think, is a good pick.
I
if
do
we're
like
considering
that.
linebackers. And then Jaden Reed's probably the only other
I wrote
option.
down Jaden Reed. Josh Jacobs I wrote down, but he's a bruising
Jaden Reed
back.
would be good.
Yeah. So
Being so
Golden, they're
fast.
they're the same
Or
player,
Golden.
in my opinion. So
yeah.
Hopefully Golden catches better than Reed.
No quarterback? Malik Willis? He could be a good rushing quarterback.
Oh. Interesting.
Well,
I don't totally hate it. I mean, if I'm watching the Olympics,
over Jordan Love.
I look at some other.
One, because of the money. Two, because we were talking last week that he really is not a rushing
now
quarterback
I
at
want
all.
to completely change our poll question and be who would be a better flag football quarterback, Malik Willis or Jordan Love. I feel like it's too inside, but if you watch, there was a flag football player last year who wanted to compete in the NFL, but he was like a dual threat QB in college, who was decent in college and is a beast in flag football. So a guy like Malik Willis is someone that would blow up.
So if we're taking off Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Xavier McKinney, Adrian Cooper, Malik Willis is taking whose spot?
Honestly, most likely Edrin Cooper's.
Yeah.
Probably. That would make the most sense.
Okay, we'll throw Malik Willis in there then.
I think he'd be pretty good.
Christian Manitou Waters chimes in. Savion Williams.
6'4", real fast.
Tucker Kraft, at least he can catch, which is true. But and he's not unathletic, but still compared to all the other
wide receivers you can get.
Yeah. Like again, if there's restrictions of the center/wide receiver can only be a tight end or running back, then maybe I look back at Tucker Kraft. If they made restrictions and said hey, your position in the NFL has to be tight end to play the center position, Tucker Kraft absolutely.
Yeah. Because can you imagine running a center out there and then saying now you run in route?
Right.
No.
And no NFL team would want their center out there. Even if they're capable.
Get out there, Elton.
Yeah, even if they're capable.
The Packers might just say, hey, Elton, go play out there. Come on.
Hey, Elton, we're going to change your position one more time. Instead of tackle football center, we're going to move you to flag football center.
Okay. We want to make sure we get
Let me guess, you want some more guarantees because you're a center in flag football now. Boo-hoo.
You heard Molly talk about Carbon World Health and their help with Cycle Nation earlier. I was at Carbon World Health today, had a great workout. The team's super excited about Cycle Nation. They all asked if we were going to be there. We will be there tomorrow at the Sylvie doing a live broadcast, helping to raise some funds. I did share at Jim Rutledge. I did share a direct link to Nestor and Ashley's fundraising aspect of it as well. And there's no way to verify, but I did see that actually since I posted, there's been a couple $100 that have been added. So if you did chime in and donate to their cause, I think that's fantastic. But Carbon World Health, they can help with GLP-1s. They can help with hormone replacement treatment, cryotherapy, red light therapy, and, of course, working out over at Carbon World Health, the original location in Madison. They also have a location in Sun Prairie. Jason Wilde joins the show next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Ready to live the high life at home? Miller High Life is giving one lucky winner the ultimate backyard dive bar experience. It's a cabana complete with classic bar vibes, neon lights, and of course, plenty of high life. To enter, just order a Miller High Life at any participating dive bars in the Madison area and register with the link to the Miller High Life Backyard Dive Bar giveaway. Get a ticket to Dive Bar Glory at your local watering hole, like London Depot, Doubledays, Sundown Saloon, and Paul's Neighborhood Bar.
When it comes to security for your home and family, you want a winner, and we found one when we placed our trust with J&K Security Solutions. This is Greg Gard. Kim and Jeff hit the game-winning shot for us with the Control 4 home technology system. Home or away, from our smartphones, we can open the garage door, dim the lights, turn on the TV, as well as arm the security system. That's convenience as well as peace of mind. Let J&K Security Solutions do for your home or business like they've done for us. Call 255-5799 or online at jksecurity.com.
Cheesy Bites Pizza is back at Pizza Hut. For only $13.99, you get a large pizza with 28 pullable, poppable, cheese-filled bites. Plus, it comes with Pizza Hut's very own Ranch Lovers Flight, featuring 3 bold dips: Ultimate Ranch, Chipotle Ranch, and Pepperoni Ranch. 1 large pizza, 3 dips, endless flavor. Ready to dip into deliciousness? Well, hurry. It's only available for a limited time. Head to a Pizza Hut location or order online at pizzahut.com today. Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
You love choices.
Like your choices with a Sweeto metal roof.
Choose standing seam or high-profile steel shingles that come in a variety of styles that last a lifetime.
Put a Sweeto metal roof on and take the worry off with choices.
I'm Mike.
And Mary Sweeto. Enjoy the long-lasting architectural strength and beauty of a Sweeto metal roof.
SWITA metalroofing.com.
Sweeto Metal Roofing, the last roof you'll ever need.
April showers bring May savings at Metro Kia of Madison. Get 1.9% APR financing for 60 months on the 2025 Kia Sportage, $17.48 cost for $1,000 borrowed. The 25 Kia Sorrento is also available for 1.9% APR for 60 months, $17.48 cost per thousand. All new vehicles from Metro Kia Madison come with 2 years, no charge maintenance, and a 20-year, 200,000-mile warranty. Browse their inventory at MetroKiaMadison.com.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what you need when you've been in a serious truck accident. Call Gruber Law Offices. We've successfully helped people injured by big trucks for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Get the beat of the Bucks straight from a fan favorite and Bucks legend.
Welcome to the fantastic voyage. Marcus Johnson, the captain of this vessel.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson, a Bucks Plus audio production.
My first mate, Chris Johnson, the only father and son tandem.
Your weekly pulse on the Milwaukee Bucks and conversations with the biggest names in basketball. This week on the pod, Marcus and Chris are joined by the legendary Chris Mad Dog Russo. Find Here District now on Bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, or wherever you get your podcast.
After a storm, even seemingly small damage can lead to major problems. If your roof or siding took a hit with this recent storm, your insurance may cover the damage, but the process is still a nightmare. Badgerland Exteriors makes it seamless. They'll guide you through every step and get your family's home back in tip-top shape just as fast as that storm ripped through.
Contracting made easy is more than a tagline. It's how we run our family business. Visit BadgerlandExteriors.com to get started on your next project. That's BadgerlandExteriors.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
All day, every day, the Carbless Talk and Text line is open for you. 844-770-3776. The Carbless Talk and Text line. This is more.
Waiting to see a general surgeon? With Stoughton Health, it's always easy access, with most appointments within a week. And with over 160 insurances accepted, you're covered and in good hands. For more information, visit StoughtonHealth.com. Stoughton Health, creating excellence together.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Jason, quick
You
question.
are one of one.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
Thank you for helping me prove my point, Molly. Because my point. Well, is this Matt Hamilton?
Am I not allowed to know the word filibustering?
I just didn't see that coming. That's all.
Well, good. I want to keep you on your toes.
Jason Wilde is on Jim, Matt, and Molly.
What's up with that? 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 What's up with that?
Jim, Matt, Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Laura Shine behind the glass. You can see us in the ESPN Madison YouTube, and you can stream us on the ESPN Wisconsin app. We are thrilled to be joined by Jason Wilde. And Jason, we got a hard-hitting, important question to start the show with. And one, I need to talk to you, Jason, because nobody on this show has basically seen any of the shows that I'm referencing outside of The Office, but obviously, George Wendt passed away today, or at least it was announced, and he's legendary for his character Norm in Cheers and Da Bears from SNL. So we were asking, what? Da Bears. There it is. And then so we're asking, what's the most legendary side character in a sitcom? Kramer, Kevin from The Office, Roz from Frasier, or Norm from Cheers. You can chime in on those. And then also, I think Cheers, I'll make a strong case that Cheers is the greatest sitcom of all time.
I would agree. Now, it was on from 82 till 93, which, how much of this panel was alive during its run?
Not me.
I was alive.
Nope. But it was in syndication.
How old were you,
it's on Netflix.
Hambone?
When it aired its last episode, I was 4.
Yeah, there you go. That makes a lot of sense. And I was a senior at the University of Wisconsin. Junior, I guess it would have been in May of the final episode was in May of '93, and I graduated in May of '94. So here's the thing, like, and in fairness to these two young pups, I don't know, maybe there are a lot of people that binge old shows. Paula and Sydney are binging The Rookie from ABC, which is still on. And I was like, you're watching that movie with Dennis Quaid? Where
I
he
almost
plays the
picked that
relief
movie this
pitcher?
weekend to watch. Yeah.
Yeah, great. It's a very underrated sports film.
Yes.
And a true story about a guy that was actually drafted by the Brewers and his journey. But so I don't know how many people, like, it feels like Friends got a second life from streaming services, right?
Yep.
With young people watching. Like, I see their merch again all the time. Now, that was like a 90s sitcom. So to go back into the 80s, I don't know how many people are going on Netflix or Hulu or wherever Cheers lives and going back and binging those episodes. But if you have the opportunity, it is a really well-written, really smart, funny show. Even I recall that. I mean, I was 10 when it debuted, but like Jim said, I watched a lot of it in syndication. But Norm's the GOAT. I mean, I love Cliff Clavin. I love Dr. Fraser Crane, Coach, Woody Harrelson's character, Rhea Perlman's character.
Woody is his
bottom
character.
line is, yeah, there you go. But I would dispute one thing that you said.
Yeah.
I think you got to put Costanza over Kramer for sidekicks.
But is Costanza too much of a? It wasn't sidekick; it was side character. So we didn't like. Is George too much of a lead? Because we didn't put Dwight from The Office because he's too important. We didn't put anyone from Friends because they're all kind of leads.
The Office.
Hey, right, it didn't age great, so I don't think you're missing out.
I haven't either. We're in the same club.
I've got nostalgia for it. I've watched it through
Because
again.
you're friends with people from who you know some of the actors from The Office. I
I
feel
know,
like that is a
and the
large
actor-
part.
Two actors
Yeah.
from The Office.
Yes,
You're right.
I feel like that's definitely.
Are they
Mr.
curlers?
No, they're just also celebrities. No big deal.
Oh my God! I gotta go.
Well, who are like? Well, that's Jason won't know who they are anyways.
I was in the presence of such celebrity. My fault.
You're welcome.
Oh, I was. Robert De Niro told me not to name drop people, so I'm not going to say anything.
I mean, basically.
Oh my goodness! All right, you guys want to? You going to grace us with a
thrilled
question here,
to be on with you, yeah.
Matt, or do you want Molly to go first? I don't know how your contract is written. I don't know what your riders
Well,
are.
I mean, if I could be so bold as to segue towards sports, I will do that with
if
this
it's
question.
flag football in the Olympics, it's not really a sport. But go ahead.
Jason, flag football
Is
in the
curling a
Olympics.
sport?
Which Packer do you think would be a good fit for the flag football team?
So I'm intrigued by this. So I don't know what to make of the flag football. What do I call it? A craze. It's because here's the thing: they are also pushing it at the high school level as a girls' sport, and while Matt, our oldest Maddie is, she's gotten her 2 varsity letters already as a freshman, which is awesome. Cool. But she's not our ball sport athlete. She's like gymnastics, pole vaulting, triple jump, cross country, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Sydney is our ball sport athlete, and she is super intrigued by this. Now, it would require her to give up one of the 8 other sports she plays. But, like, they're doing a great job of marketing. Like, she's like, do you think that this is going to become, like, a high school sport? And, the WIAA, in my opinion, is not the best run operation, so
Agreed.
I don't know.
Agreed.
But it is, that intrigues me. This whole aspect of making the NFL players available to participate in the Olympics, like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, the Dream Team back in 92 and 96, great, right? Awesome. It was fresh. It was new, I guess. has that kind of lost its luster at this point with NBA players? Like, is it that interesting when the Olympics come around? Like, that was something that we'd never had before. So is that going to be the effect here of, it's something new, so we're going to have all these NFL players that are going to be playing and people will be really into it? Because I will say this, I just finished reading a story while waiting for you guys to call, that Brock Purdy credits his decision-making as a quarterback to playing a lot of flag football growing up. And I remember Kurt Warner used to always credit his decision-making in the Greatest Show on Turf offense to his time playing for the Iowa Barnstormers in the Arena League. And so I don't want to be like some sort of NFL snob guy who's like, flag football. But at the same time, I don't know if I'm supposed to be super excited about it. Since you guys are talking about it, have you gotten a lot of like excitement or a lot of shrugging for the reaction?
Matt is very excited.
I'm very excited.
That's because he thinks he can play.
No, I don't think I can play, but it might mean
sport
that I can rub
medalist.
shoulders sometime with some other famous friends if they play and I also play. Hey, you're an Olympian too? Nice to meet you, Matt Hamilton.
Because I guess
Justin Jefferson, great to meet you.
Yeah, exactly. Something
Jason,
like that.
To your point, though, one of the thoughts that I had is I wonder what the participation level will be from NFL players. It's a grueling season. They have family commitments. They obviously have injuries, things like that. I would imagine that Jordan Love, will just use the Packers, still is more interested in winning a Super Bowl than a gold medal because none of these players grew up with the thought that winning a gold medal could even be a possibility for them. So I don't know where it ranks.
What if some of them think a Super Bowl championship isn't a possibility?
But those players
their only crack is a gold medal.
But then those are the type of players who could go play for flag football. Because Jordan Love, I think, would still believe he would have a chance. So like that's the other side of it. Is like I'm curious how many NFL stars would want to commit. They have so much time commitment, so much physical commitment, so many dollars tied to their team and their future. Great, you get injured, you still get paid, and there's an insurance policy. Doesn't mean you get to play again and get another contract. And then also, by the way, I think winning for their team is more important to them than winning a gold medal.
Yeah, I'm curious how that balance will work too, Jim. I think it's a really good point. And again, the NFL is a big fan of this is voluntary, but not really, right? Like the fact that Elton Jenkins isn't at voluntary workouts, we're kind of sitting there going, yeah, it's technically voluntary, but he's clearly not happy, right? I made the comment today on our show because I honestly don't know the answer to this, and I have not gotten a text back on it either. What is Romeo Dobbs' level of participation? He may very well be there now. I have literally no idea. It appeared that at the very beginning of Phase 2, he was not there. So, again, and I don't know that for certain either. I just know he wasn't in any of the pictures on the website. So the NFL loves to say something is voluntary, but it really isn't, right? Mm-hmm. And so if some of these guys missed time during the off-season program or came back to training camp late, like to me, that's the biggest issue, is like training camp for the Packers, if they're starting on September 7th, and their preseason opener is August 9th, I'm guessing they're going to start training camp around like July 22nd, 23rd, because family night will be like August 2nd, and so they usually have a full week of practice in by then. So it's going to be earlier than normal. I don't know what it'll be like in 2028, but if it interferes with training camp, I'm guessing there's going to be some coaches that are going to be like, yeah, great, win it for our country, but get your ass back here as soon as quick as possible.
Jason, which of the three topics that the NFL owners are voting on in Minneapolis this week are you most intrigued by? The tush push, obviously the flag football, or the reseeding of the playoffs?
Well, I will say the flag football was third on my list.
Sorry, Matt.
The tush push is first only because I am eagerly awaiting for it to be banned so I can use in my lead on channel3000.com that on November 10th, be ready for the Philadelphia Eagles to come into Lambeau Field and want to shove it up the Packers' tush for banning their signature play. So that's kind of I'm workshopping it still.
Keep working.
I gotta be honest.
Push it up their tush.
I kind of like it personally. Yeah. Well, I can't. Well, that's the whole idea, right? See, yeah, okay. I thank you for your help.
Yeah, way to toe the line there, Molly.
Sorry, FCC.
So, Jason, you mentioned Elton Jenkins earlier, and this isn't in the clip, but they do specifically bring up Elton Jenkins later on the Athletic podcast. Robert Mays and Derek Klassen, they're talking about teams with playoff aspirations. The Packers, obviously, one of them. And Robert Mays had an interesting take. He kind of compared it to Buffalo about how Goody in the front office assembles players and maybe forgets that they are people and not just names on a whiteboard. Here it is.
I get the position groups they invested in. I just worry a little bit about how these plans are supposed to come together. And we've made a lot of comparisons on this show between the Bills and the Packers and how overall the solid approach by the front office and the broad strokes by the front office have been good. They just haven't netted out a lot of needle movers at other positions outside of like quarterback. And I think another similarity between these two front offices, and having spent time talking to people in them, is that there isn't enough attention paid to how all the pieces are supposed to fit together. There's a lot of theoretical thinking. And I think the Packers offensive line and the Packers secondary here remind me a little bit of the thinking with the Bills pass catchers over the last couple of years, where it's like, oh, we're going to add all these flexible pieces and look at all the stuff that we're going to be able to do. And it doesn't really matter if we don't exactly understand how it's all supposed to fit. We'll get there. And that is the coaching staff's job. I just worry if that broad strokes vision and the implementation of that vision, every once in a while, there's a little bit too much lost in translation.
So I attach that to the wide receivers too, where you got a bunch of young guys in the room. I just think in general, the Packers a lot of times have a lot of things in theory, but then when you put it in practice and they go on to say Elton Jenkins, not happy just being moved from guard to center, lo and behold. So Jason, I'll let you kind of comment on that.
Well, he's in my correspondence. Mm-hmm. He's fine moving to center.
Okay.
He doesn't. He actually thinks he's got a chance to be really good there. The issue is, again, there's no security in his contract, and I don't want to keep. Peter wants us to say something different. I don't want to keep feeding a fed horse, but the idea that these contracts are a loyalty test, and players who want to renegotiate while there's years left on their deals are somehow disloyal or greedy, and yet teams that cut guys with 2 years left on their deals and they never see that money is perfectly okay because fans react with, hey, look at how much we saved on the cap. Elton Jenkins, I don't think, is even asking for new money. Mm-hmm. He just wants some of the existing money that he has to be guaranteed, which I think is totally reasonable, especially for a guy who's torn an ACL once before, and is the linchpin of your new plan for your offensive line, right? I mean, my whole point for the last several weeks is this is one of the rare times that a player has leverage. You've basically changed your plans on the offensive line centered around the fact that he's going to play center. Because if I was him, I'd say, yeah, go ahead then. If you guys don't think that this is a reasonable request by me, have Jacob Monk play center. Good luck. But the issue that I think, the broader issue, and I would, this is just a hypothesis for me, kind of like with what they're talking about on the podcast. And I love Robert Mays. I've known him a long time. I don't hold the fact that he's a Chicago guy against him. I'm a big fan of him as a human. But, I think there's a bigger conversation to be had of, are the Packers and their commitment to competition, is that creating an environment that isn't especially well thought out or conducive? Like, Evan Cohen was giving me a hard time because Jesse and Tausch mentioned I wasn't at the 12Q meeting we had yesterday, right? Because I live in Green Bay and it's not available in a digital form, which I would have attended. But nevertheless, we all want to, for those that don't work at our company, it's a 12-question survey, and it's basically about how healthy your feeling is about your role in the company and the company itself, right? It basically measures important things that are important for employers to know about their staff and their teammates, and also an opportunity for you to voice your things you feel good about, things you don't feel good about. And to me, and to your point about this podcast, like it does feel like there's a mentality of this is just a bunch of robots and they're going to compete against each other and let the best robot win. And like, I don't know about you guys, but like one of the things I think this is not meant to be a humble brag or whatever you call it. I think I do a pretty good job of my job. Like, I think I'm pretty good at it. I don't suck. And I don't need somebody telling me every day how star-spangled awesome I am. I do want to feel a certain level of appreciation. Like, hey, he's probably one of the best people to do this job, and we have him on our team. It's awesome. And so if my name is not Jason Wilde, but my name is Zach Tom, and I was, only Penei Sewell and Lane Johnson got more votes for All-Pro at right tackle than me, and I played through a torn pec that clearly affected my play, and yet I didn't miss a game, and I still played at a high level based on my grade from Pro Football Focus. And now I come back for the off-season program, and the offensive coordinator's up there lumping right tackle in with left tackle and right guard for competition. I don't know. How appreciated do I feel? Mm-hmm. Right? And I'm not saying you need to coddle these guys, and I'm not saying that you have to do away with competition. Oh, no, it's your job, Zach. No problem. Like, I'm not saying that it's going to be okay to be lazy or complacent. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy you have to worry about. His name is not Cletius Tom. But you know what I mean? Like, I just don't, like, it feels like it's a potentially toxic brew of, yeah, competition's great. I agree. Like, I want to compete with Rob Domofsky and Schneidman and all those. I want my stories to be better than theirs, and occasionally I want to break some news and whatever else, right? But I also don't think that a guy like him should be put in a position of being viewed as he's being made to feel replaceable. Hey, we might as well just start Anthony Belton there if he beats you out, right? Yeah. So I find myself, as this unfolds with the wide receiver group and the offensive line group and probably elsewhere that I don't know about, I find myself wondering how healthy of a locker room environment this generates. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. And honestly, you kind of got to what I was trying to get to earlier, just in general, that there is a aspect of having to build a locker room that people are excited to be in, more than just the players on the whiteboard. So, Jason, great insight. We really appreciate it.
All right, guys. Sorry to go long.
No, that's great.
Be good.
That's Jason Wilde, patting himself on the back, not quite to Matt Hamilton level, but Jason Wilde, he
can take note.
He's a fantastic writer, fantastic host, fantastic guest here on Jim, Matt, and Molly. Why Canopy Wealth Management? Their team is committed to provide care, confidence, and clarity to help their clients with all of their financial planning and wealth management needs. At Canopy, they have years of experience, which has prepared them to guide you through your life transitions. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial journey today. That's canopy-wealth.com. So Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
It's like dogs. Like you get like the snickerdoodle or all these. Like you're trying to build this
snickerdoodle.
Is that a real dog?
No, it's like a golden doodle.
Golden
cookie.
Golden doodle.
Like a snickerdoodle, half poodle, half Snickers bar.
I'm sure. Golden doodle. I don't know. This breeding dogs thing is dumb.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute brought to you by Starion Bank with 3 Madison area locations in Middleton, Sun Prairie, and Monona. Starion Bank is here investing in your community. Start your experience at StarionBank.com. Member FDIC. A decade ago, Frank Kaminsky and the Badgers went on the run of a lifetime. Kaminsky on why Wisconsin's trek to the national title game was special for everyone on and off the court.
They were able to go on the ride with us, and they felt like they were all a part of it. You still hear all the stories about everyone and where they were, and it was a special part of their lives as well as it was a special part of our lives.
Ride that nostalgia train at the Made 'em Believe 2015 Wisconsin Basketball Reunion. Tickets available at uwhoops2015.com.
Don't wait to upgrade your windows and doors, because right now at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, get 0% financing for up to 6 years. Visit PellaWI.com today.
Coors Light presents To Chill or Not to Chill. When your friend skips your favorite song on the playlist. End the friendship. Or choose chill because that song lives rent-free in your head anyway. And you planned ahead by bringing Coors Light to the party. And the sound of that ice-cold can cracking open was music to your ears already. Coors Light. Choose chill. Celebrate responsibly. 2024 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
Welcome to the Chevy Lightning Round. Guess the clues to win. First team, you're up.
Powerful, commanding, unstoppable.
Silverado.
Adventurous, fun, techie.
Trailblazer.
Stylish, nimble.
Trax.
Innovative, electric.
Blazer EV. Lightning Round champions. You've guessed all the right Chevy clues.
Wherever the year takes you, explore it together in the Chevy of your choice. See your Badgerland Chevy dealer today.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
In the next 30 seconds, I'm going to tell you how to save money and save the planet. It's simple. Ditch your energy bill and make the switch over to Everlight Solar. While electricity prices keep rising, Everlight Solar will give you the chance to take ownership of your power while also reducing your carbon footprint. As a local company based out of Madison, they'll be there with you every step of the way as you make the switch to solar. To learn more about how you can save money and save the planet, go to everlightsolar.com.
Spring is here. Time to get growing at Felly's Flowers and Greenhouse. Felly's has everything you need to bring your garden to life, including the largest selection of locally grown annuals, perennials, vegetable plants, and custom hanging baskets. Whether you're a seasoned gardener or just getting started, Felly's Greenhouse in Fitchburg has the best selection to make your garden bloom. Proudly voted Best of Madison, choose Felly's Flowers as your go-to garden destination. Visit us today and grow with Felly's.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
That's just kind of, don't know what to do. Blues are calling, toss salad and scrambled eggs.
What is this from?
Frasier.
Yeah.
What?
Oh.
It's actually Frasier, the actor, Kelsey Grammer, singing it. But I still don't know what to do with those tossed salads and scrambled eggs.
Next! Never mind. I'm not going to.
Jim Matt Molly continues live from the Everlight Solar Studio. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown. Primetime Horsham. Behind the Glass, we are presented by Coors Light. I want to tell you about Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. It's a rainy day. It's kind of a blah day. Do your own. Go say hi to Kevin, who can be like Sam Malone. And hopefully you're like Norm in Cheers at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. And when you walk in, everyone says, Matt. But I guarantee Kevin will know your drink. Everybody knows your name at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Obviously great for more formal events, but one of the best happy hours in all of Madison. Madison's best-kept secret happy hour at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse in Middleton. Mark in Janesville chimed in. Norm was great, but how about Screech from Saved by the Bell?
Okay.
Interesting. Yeah. And then Rip in Rona chimed in at my daughter's gymnastics practice and actually LOL'd at Matt's celebrity comment. That's got to go in the show. Open?
Yeah, I can imagine. Because you're surprised that Jason also didn't think of me as a celebrity and I had to point it out to Jason?
Let me,
remind him?
Chime in with 2 siding limited poll questions and we'll go to break and we'll get back on track here. Which one Packers player would represent Team USA In Olympic flag football right now, Malik Willis in the lead, so good suggestion there. Molly in front of Xavier McKinney, Matthew Golden, Jaden Reed. All three of them have the exact same 21.4%. Malik Willis at 35.7%. Then we also asked the question at Jim, Matt, and Molly. Where is it here? All right. In honor of George Wendt passing away, what's the most iconic side character in TV sitcom history? Right now, 52% of you say Kramer and Seinfeld. 38% of you say Norm and Cheers. And then Kevin in The Office and Roz in Frasier are at 4.7%. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking Zoa Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. Zoa is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZoaEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some Zoa for yourself. Zoa Energy for balance and drive.
Hey, it's Kelly Sheffield, Wisconsin Badgers volleyball head coach. You're listening to 100.5 ESPN, WTLX, Monona, Madison, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
Good afternoon, Madison. I'm Ryan Wollersheim, and this is your Sports Center update brought to you by Ridgetop Exteriors, Wisconsin's premier roofing, siding, and window contractor since 2002. Visit them at ridgetopexteriors.com. The Milwaukee Brewers are coming off back-to-back wins for the first time in almost 2 weeks after their shutout in back-to-back games over the weekend. Brewers securing a late 5-4 win against the Orioles last night. That's after they secured their final win of the weekend on Sunday as well. And it was catcher William Contreras playing the hero for the Brew Crew last night, going 4 for 4 and hitting a tie-breaking 2-out single in the 8th inning. Contreras has been struggling as of late while playing through a fractured finger for much of the season, but he's turned the corner lately, going 9 for 16 at the plate over his past 5 games. That was also the 7th consecutive loss for the Orioles last night. Brewers looking to continue that streak with right-hander Logan Henderson taking the mound. First pitch tonight at AmFam Field set for 6:40 p.m. Pre-game coverage begins at 6:04 right here on 100.5 ESPN. Also check your local listings to be able to watch that game on television, brought to you by Good Karma Brands in the local area. Meanwhile, over in the NFL owners meetings voting on multiple proposals, including the Packers' proposal to ban the tush push. We'll be talking about that much more coming up next time.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Everybody's ego takes a shot on this show.
You gotta keep your chill with Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I am savage.
So you're not special.
Jim, if we want to play this game, we can play this game.
And I'm just like, oh my God, this guy's gonna swing on Jim. He's a complicated fellow. Oh.
People like me.
I don't think so.
This is Jim, Matt, and Molly on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
You're friends with people from who you know, some of the actors from The Office. The actors, I feel like that is a large part.
2 actors from The Office.
Yes,
you're right.
I feel like that's definitely.
Are they curlers?
No, they're just also celebrities. No big deal.
Oh my God! I gotta go.
Well, who are Jason won't know who they are anyways.
The presence of such celebrities.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio in downtown Madison, alongside Matt Hamilton and Molly Brown, here's Jim Rutledge.
Hour number 2 of Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. If the mountains are blue, you know what to do.
And that's crush a Coors Light.
I am Jim Rutledge. I have the power alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Laura Shine Behind the Glass. You can stream us on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream and on the ESPN Wisconsin app. You can get into the show on the Carbon Stock and Text line 844-770-3776. List is more on the Carbon Stock and Text line. We've asked the question, what is the best side character in TV history in honor of Norm, or at least TV sitcom history in honor of Norm. George Wendt, Norm from Cheers, passing away, also known as Bob Swirsky, the Bears from SNL skit. We did have Dan from East Troy chiming in with Wilson from Home Improvement. I haven't watched Home Improvement in a very long time. Wilson was a good side character. The bit with him is you never saw his whole face. He was always cut off by the fence. Did either one of you watch Home Improvement?
No.
A little bit.
Wasn't that, what's his face that you were
Tim
just...
Allen.
Yeah.
You're not missing out. It's fine.
Okay.
It's one of those shows where, like, I enjoyed it in the moment, but you watch it back, you're like...
Yeah, I watched it back, and I was like, is this whole show just a setup for one-liners by Tim Allen?
Yes.
And I'm like, I got exhausted by it.
Exactly.
But Wilson is an elite side character.
So, like, we're trying to find new shows to watch with the kids because we're almost wrapped up Modern Family, which was elite. It does a great job. There's so many... The stuff that's over their head is so far over their head that they're not going to pick up on it that's, like, inappropriate for them. And then the rest is, like, they just get a kick out of the characters on different levels. Probably one they can watch when they're older and pick up different jokes. So, like, Modern Family's worked great. We're trying to find another one that is kind of in that family comedy, funny sort of thing. Obviously, Frasier and Cheers don't fit that. Home Improvement, I, like, watch a little bit of them. Like, this is terrible. Like, it's just not. Like, I don't even think they could find it funny. I think we're going to do The Middle, which was an old ABC show, which starred Patricia Heaton, she's from Everybody Loves Raymond. She was his wife in that.
Yep.
And then the guy, you have to be kind of a big, if you're a Scrubs fan, the guy that played the janitor in Scrubs, he plays the dad in the show.
Oh, yeah.
So, like, it's kind of like, and my wife's, one of her favorite shows is Roseanne and the Connors. So, like, it's kind of like a toned down version of that. So I think the kids will enjoy that one.
Is The Middle associated with Malcolm in the Middle at all?
No,
it is not, no.
Okay, well, that's
The Middle is
dumb.
more of like the middle class.
Oh.
Why is it dumb? Malcolm in the Middle is about being a middle child. This is about being in the middle class.
Well, they could have come up with a different name. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, they are in the middle of the United States, and they're middle class.
Okay, fair.
All right?
But still.
Good?
I just automatically associate it with Malcolm in the Middle.
That's kind of the first thing I think of, too. Not that, and I know they're different.
Yeah.
But Malcolm in the Middle is what I would, like, remember watching that, like, waiting for it to come out on whatever night of the week it
We
was.
never watched that.
Like getting home from school and watching it.
Yeah.
My youngest watched, she's seen some of the episodes. It's actually a little bit more, I don't want to say, not to reproach, it's a little more inappropriate than I was expecting when you watch it.
Yeah, that's fair.
For like a 9-year-old.
Yeah.
So she still watches it. She doesn't catch all of it, but that was one of those shows where I'm like, oh, wow, this is a little bit more intense than I was expecting it. We also have a sports-related in honor of the news that Mr. Matt Hamilton is super excited about with Adam Schefter broke that basically NFL athletes will be allowed to participate in the flag football at the Olympics if it's all approved and everything like that. So there's going to be parts they have to qualify. The players do. It has to fit their schedule. There's a lot of different moving parts to it. But we did ask the question, which one Packers player should represent Team USA in Olympic flag football? 37.5% of you say Malik Willis, followed up by Jaden Reed, then Matthew Golden, and then wrapping up with Xavier McKinney.
Now, I'm a little curious by this. How many are voting for Malik Willis because they think he'd be really good and possibly better than Jordan Love at it? Mm-hmm. Or how many people are voting like, this guy, if he gets hurt, no big deal. He's our backup quarterback. He's not going to make an impact if he's just the backup and Jordan Love is healthy.
I think it's the former. I think they think he's going to be good at it.
Really? Because I'm thinking it's mostly because they don't want to see a starter out there with the potential of a weird collision, a non-contact injury. This is your backup quarterback. You can, I'm not saying you want to sacrifice him, but if he goes down, it's not going to directly impact your team until Jordan Love does as well.
I guess I view that as overthinking, but maybe I'm wrong. Like, if I'm just seeing that poll question, I'm just answering the best player.
I think it's both.
Totally, but you like to do this with our poll questions and have, like, your answer can mean a couple different things. Yeah. And, like, for this one in particular, I'm a little surprised Malik Willis is running away with it, and part of me thinks that is dropping into people's mind. Is like, hey, I don't care that Olympic players are in there, or NFL players are in the Olympics, but if there is one from my team, I hope it's not someone who's I'm hoping makes an impact this season for the Packers.
See, and I picked Jaden Reed because our question is which one Packers player should represent Team USA in Olympic flag football, where I'm like, I want the Packers to be represented well. I want Team USA to be represented well. Therefore, I'm going to pick for Jaden Reed to be the player because I think that he is probably the best player out of these ones to play it.
I think Malik Willis would do a very good job. We have a bunch of texts coming in on our other side of the limit poll question around basically sitcoms in honor of Norm from Cheers passing away today. Da Bears. Robin Madison with a bunch of inappropriate options for me to watch with my family. Shameless, which I've seen, and Breaking Bad.
Yeah, watch Shameless with your kids.
Right. I was uncomfortable watching Shameless with my wife.
Yeah, no doubt.
And then Breaking Bad. My wife loves Shameless, did not really care for Breaking Bad, but we watched both of those without the kids. Breaking Bad's very slow, and there's nobody really to like in it. Like, name a likable character. I guess.
Well,
Isn't the main guy supposed to be
likable?
likable?
At the beginning, yeah, you like Walt at the start, but the whole point is that he
breaks bad. Yeah,
yeah, he breaks bad.
A little bit of.
For good reason,
as
isn't
he
it?
starts Breaking Bad, you start to feel for the tweaker that he originally teamed up with.
I guess Jesse would be.
That was his thing.
I guess Jesse would be the one at the end.
Ryan's rolling his eyes at me.
Isn't okay? Now I have not seen the whole series. I know the premise of it. I guess Walt wasn't he diagnosed with cancer, and this is the whole reason for him doing this.
Yes, but then he obviously goes past that.
Gotcha.
But if you
the show's been out for 15 years. It's not a spoiler.
if you watch the show, his clothing gets darker.
Ah.
So there's a little bit as he breaks bad, his clothing changes and gets
finds
darker.
his black era.
Yeah. So. That's
a good look.
Rip and Rona.
It's a slimming color.
Did he only wear white in the beginning?
No, he just more like a science teacher.
He looks more like a villain.
Honestly, he goes from his character in almost not quite, but his character in Malcolm in the Middle to Tony Soprano. It's kind of like how
a little bit.
how you kind of explain that transition there. Carlton from Fresh Prince was another one from Rip and Rona, but we're going side characters. Carlton was too main of a character, I think, in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
Did you not watch Fresh Prince?
No, I did. I'm trying to think. Like, I kind of feel like he falls in. Like, he's not in every episode.
He's a main
Carlton,
character. He's in almost every single kid.
He's the son of what's the guy? Uncle
Phil.
Uncle Phil. Yeah, Phil Banks. Yep.
I feel like Hillary is probably more of a side character, or Ashley.
Would you say Uncle Phil is also a main character?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. No, I get it. Those ones I don't feel like are in every episode.
Jazz was probably a side character.
Jazz absolutely a side.
Yeah.
DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah.
Did you not know that?
No, I did know that. Okay. You can play that theme song, Ryan, if you want to. That's probably the best one that we've got.
No, I think Golden Girls might be there.
We got a good one coming up next.
In West Philadelphia, born and raised. I could do
on
that
the playground is where I spend most of my days.
Yeah.
It's also weird when you listen to the real version of that song, and then it's like not the same as what they play for the show, and you're like, you're glitching because you don't. The words just aren't there. Yeah.
Savage.
Every
Will Smith is like honestly a good one. Matt in the Greenhouse. Now we're just listing characters you cannot watch. A Quagmire, like
right,
shows you cannot watch with the kids. I'll say this, then we'll get to Matt can tell us about Odyssey. But The Simpsons doesn't play in the house. Kids have no interest in it. They think it's kind of weird.
We don't watch really like those kind of adult cartoons. Like,
but like, is Simpsons an adult cartoon anymore?
Yeah.
Like
I have no idea. I think it is.
It's an adult cartoon.
Simpsons?
Teenage. I feel like it's teenager.
I watched it like at 11.
No, and I'm not saying you don't, but I don't think of it
adults
as like
watch
a
it,
family
but like
show.
Family Guy is a adult cartoon.
I feel
Simpsons
like that's
is like
Simpsons is made for like teenagers who want to watch an adult television show.
Right, like
And
adults
it's, like,
can enjoy
sort of
The
okay.
Simpsons, but like kids can enjoy. It's kind of like again different, but similar to Modern Family, where kids can enjoy Modern Family. There are topics in that are not appropriate at certain times, but it kind of goes over their head, and that's the kind of world The Simpsons lives in, where you're an adult, you can watch it and enjoy it, but there's plenty of stuff there that's for kids, far more than Family Guy.
I guess where I was going with that is just in our like my husband or myself, like neither of us are interested in those types of shows.
Cartoons.
So like we just don't. Nobody watches them.
Fair enough.
My wife has no interest in it. I did enjoy.
Yeah, like Futurama is like one of my all-time favorite.
I did enjoy
TV
Futurama.
shows.
You're probably a Rick and Morty fan too, aren't you?
I do like Rick and Morty.
I mean, Matt's a child.
Yeah, I love
so.
cartoons.
I mean, there's
South
that. There's
Park.
that's that part of it.
South
too.
Park.
So I had a moment of South Park, like in high
I did
school.
too, and then I was like, it was hard to watch. It's hard to track down, and then it's like, all right, I enjoyed it. I like the I watched all the movies and stuff surrounded them, but I didn't really get into the show a ton. But you are super into Odyssey.
That's right. And it's May. That means it's grilling season. Time to fire up that barbecue. And you know my go-to when I'm doing that Greek marinade for my chicken breast, I'm getting Odyssey Greek yogurt. Odyssey, 4th generation owned family company out of Monroe, Wisconsin. They use locally sourced milk to make their feta cheese, their Greek yogurt, these Greek yogurt-based dips. If you haven't tried some of these Odyssey flavors and different products, you are missing out. Right now, I've got like a tzatziki Greek dip at home. It is fantastic. I'm putting it in pita with some beef, making some like quick gyros from time to time. And if you are looking for that quick source of protein, you can't go wrong with Odyssey Greek yogurt. Find it wherever you go grocery shopping because Odyssey is nationwide, baby. It's got the blue label. Odyssey brands made right here in Wisconsin. Go check them out.
Derek Engler, friend of the show, chimes in that his 10 and 12-year-olds have seen every episode of Modern Family multiple times. Office is one that they like to watch as well. Malcolm in the Middle, kind of iffy. And then to recommend, he said, obviously not for the kids. Breaking Bad was awesome, obviously. And then he recommended the show Mobland, which I will share out to everyone there. But again, not for kids. And then Simpsons was a big one. South Park, Family Guy was more of like the kids would kind of sneak it. Because those are, that's, like, to me, those are adult
for a stretch there, if I was watching
cartoons.
Well, South Park, my parents would be like, okay, time to change it. Like, they would see one thing and be like, okay, that's a little aggressive, Matt.
When I was a kid, that was Simpsons. Like, I couldn't watch, like, Bart Simpson, underachiever, proud of it. I mean, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Don't have a cow, man. Whoa.
Cowabunga, dude.
This is a lot going on. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
Amen.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
I think he'll sign, but I think this could get a little cantankerous.
I think it depends on this Jair contract first, though. And they need to do something before June 6th or June 1st or something.
It's June 1st.
6th, just like a funny date.
Because they're all weird dates. It stuck on my head. That's my dad's birthday.
Happy birthday, Daddy.
Jair has to be signed.
By my dad's birthday.
That's the way the league works.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Live the high life and get into the nitty-gritty, home of the award-winning Gritty Burger and Madison's official birthday place. Enjoy a full menu including sandwiches, specialty burgers, wraps, salads, and weekend brunch. With the family-friendly environment, it's a great place to watch the big game. Plus, they've got Miller High Life Power Hour specials daily. Located in downtown Madison, Middleton, and Sun Prairie. The nitty-gritty, a tradition since 1968. Also enjoy high life at Bar Coralini, Paradise Lounge, and Jordan's Big Ten Pub.
Hi, I'm Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited. Siding Unlimited is the proven exteriors professionals for 31 years. Family owned and locally operated right here in Wisconsin. National and local awards proving Siding Unlimited will deliver peace of mind. Looking for inspiration to replace your windows, roofing, siding, and doors? Stop by our amazing showroom at 2018 South Stoughton Road in Madison. And definitely check out sidingunlimited.com. We are Siding Unlimited.
Every event tells a story, from the first impression to the final moments. Have someone guide your guests through every chapter the way you want the story told. Hi, it's Jeffrey from Celebrations Entertainment. With a strong presence, great voices, and an award-winning team, trust us to guide, direct, and inform your guests through all the different chapters of the day. For fun, memorable entertainment for any event, please visit us at celebrationsentertainment.com. That's celebrationsentertainment.com.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on social media for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Experience, knowledge, and results. That's what really matters when you need help after a serious truck accident. You'll need a lawyer experienced in fighting and winning for people just like you. Gruber Law Offices has the resources, strong track record of success, and a team of experienced lawyers to take care of your needs. We've successfully helped people injured in big truck accidents for more than 35 years. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Bree Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Join the Madison Money Guy, Christian Finfrock, for Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Get the information you need as you plan for retirement. That's Retirement Income Strategies, Saturday and Sunday mornings at 7. Investment advisory services offered through Retirement Income Strategies, an SEC-registered investment advisor.
As a fellow veteran,
we understand what it means to serve on a team. A suicide on a team is devastating and a real risk for veterans. If you or someone you know is struggling, reach out now. Reach out WIS.org for local resources available to you and your loved ones.
Paid for by Advancing a Healthier Wisconsin Endowment with support by the Medical College of Wisconsin, the War Memorial Center, and reachoutwis.org.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealership.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a
I would love for someone to chime in with a modern theme song that slaps like some of these. This is the open for Golden Girls. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Molly Brown and Matt Hamilton. Primetime Laura Shine Behind the Glass. We are live in the Everlight Solar Studios. Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light. You can see us on the ESPN Madison YouTube. You can stream us on the new ESPN Wisconsin app. And before we get to throwing stones, there is a little bit of exciting breaking news. Our teammate, now I'm going to make sure I get his name right, Thanasis Antetokounmpo. I always, because the show is Thanalysis. So he has the show Thanalysis. I don't know if this will disrupt the recording of Thanalysis, but Thanasis Antetokounmpo has been cleared for basketball activity. He has an opportunity now to go play in the NBA, hopefully in Milwaukee with Giannis. But we'll have to wait and see on that. All right, let's get to throwing stones.
1, 2, 3,
Some takes are cooler than others.
You know this kid is as cool as the other side of the pillow.
Some opinions are just cooler than the rest.
Now what's cooler than being cool? Ice cold.
And if you keep it chill, then it's a cold take.
Chill out. I'm chill. I'm chill as a cucumber, man.
I'm always the coldest.
This is Throwing Stones, presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's chillest Kia dealership.
And shout out to Rob. He does chime in with the show Weeds and the song Little Boxes.
Yeah.
But I thought that was that already a song, or is that written for?
I think it was a song, and then the cool part about Weeds, though, is they had different artists come in and play a new, like the same song, but in their style on every episode.
Weeds had like 3, maybe 4 good seasons, then it kind of went off the rails.
It did get off the rails, but the first couple were great.
Amazing.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, I loved that show early on. Yeah, and then it was just like, I remember my wife and I watched it, and we're like, all right, we can wrap this up. Like we always like to see our shows through, but it was like the last season or two, I'm like, all right, I'm out. Like, what is going on now? It's too much. All right, but
like Scrubs had a pretty good one, but that was also a song first, and then became their open.
Yes, true. And Scrubs also the last year or two was kind of like, where are they now? Yeah. Anyways, we have a picture on the ESPN Madison YouTube stream that is of Matthew Golden, and he's getting dragged wearing number 22 in the green and gold. And Matt, I'll turn it so you can see it here. But
no, I saw it. We said the picture. I got it.
It's kind of it's not his fault. This is obviously kind of like it looks like a JCPenney photo. Where he
took it essentially at what's the rookie symposium for some of the big names.
Symposium.
And it looks like he's wearing a Halloween costume because he's got the gold gloves, the gold pants, the green jersey with the gold yellow trim, and then the yellow Green Bay Packers helmet. And it's kind of a little bit of a smile in there. I saw, and a lot of Bears Twitter was having fun with it. There's like negative aura to this. But I think the negative aura, setting aside obviously the horrible colorway of green and yellow, it's the 22 is a rough number for a wide receiver. He just looks slow. And he's not slow.
That's such a weird thing to say. Like, his number makes him look slow. Like,
that's not a weird thing.
That's like wish casting.
No.
You like want it to be true, so you're like, his negative aura is giving me slow vibes.
I can't wait for him to be so fast, and then you're gonna be like, "Whoa,
wow.
22 is
runs
fast."
more like a 23 if you ask Jim.
23 would make him look faster. All right, but this is not a hater thing. I googled this here. A UCLA study. Yes, many fans and even some studies suggest that fans perceive football players to look faster and slimmer with lower numbers than higher numbers, and also can apply to a position.
It's a Mandela effect, right?
No, that's not the Mandela effect at all. Not even close.
It's an effect.
It is an effect. I'll give you that.
It's called a perceptual bias.
Well, that sounds biased.
Right. It's
And I will say, like,
savage.
Like, for example, like the Bears, 87, we talked about this, I think, on the air, but Luther Burden got 87, and he accidentally took a shot at one of our teammates in ESPN Chicago, said 87, there was no good numbers left. Like, he's not happy with having 87. Him as a player who is faster or as fast as Matthew Golden is unhappy with 87, and a lot of fans in Chicago are like, he just looks slow. It doesn't look. Mushin Muhammad had that number, not a fast player. Tom Waddle had that number, not a fast player. It's a tight end number.
The 80s were all normally like wide receiver numbers anyway.
That's
like a classic wide receiver number.
But
Jordy
for
Nelson.
him, he's pretty young. Like, the number 87 doesn't feel like a wide receiver number anymore.
Can I list
22 looks like a running back's number.
Can I list some former Packers to wear the number 22, and you tell me which one you remember as being really fast, Matt? Most recently, Robert Rochelle. What about him?
Who?
Exactly.
Hardly remember it. The first thing that came to my mind was Seinfeld and Rochelle.
Robert barely remember her.
Next.
All right, but Shamar Jean Charles, remember him?
Shamar Jean Charles.
Shamar Jean Charles, yes.
I do remember him.
Louisiana native.
He's not on the team.
I would say
anymore.
no, I don't remember him.
Dexter Williams, Capri Bibbs, Darius Jackson, Aaron Ripkowski, the fullback.
All right, so are we just setting him up for failure right now?
Setting who up for failure? Matt?
No, Matthew Golden.
No.
The other
matters.
Because he can break the mold.
I'm a little stitious.
That's a good point, Molly.
Stitious.
Molly makes a good point.
It's it is a running ba's number. Derrick Henry, Roger Craig, Michael Haynes, Emmitt Smith are the most famous people to wear 22.
Oh, Emmitt Smith.
Not fast though.
Still,
Derrick Henry's pretty
superstar.
fast.
Yeah. So it's
I'll
a pretty
take it.
rare number too. So like I think that's part of it too. Like when you see it, you're like, man, it feels like a throwback number. George Blanda wore it. Like Emmitt Smith played in the 80s, so I guess early 90s.
But yeah, running back.
Yeah. So like again, it doesn't actually make him slow. I think Matthew Golden, and he kind of hinted at this. All things considered, if he could wear 2, he would.
Yeah.
And like 22, he's going out of his way. I wonder if I guess I'll ask this to you guys. Do you think he starts the season wearing number 22?
Yeah.
No, I think he will not.
No.
Yeah, no, I think he has a lot of sentimental value in his number.
I believe, I'll have to look it up. I believe the pro shop has said that, like, they're not really going to issue this, or you can trade it back in if he trades his number. Like, this number's flagged.
You can do that with any, like.
But this number's flagged of, like, hey, we're not 100% that he's going to be wearing this.
Why? I've never heard that before.
Players change the number at this time of year all the time.
They offer money and stuff
I believe
for it.
he might have either had that conversation or already said he doesn't plan to have that conversation with Malik Willis, who currently wears number 2.
But he, like, still, it's just an.
I wouldn't be surprised if next season he's like not the 2025 season, but 2026.
Well, here's the thing: then the players actually have to pay for the trade-in jersey. So Caleb Williams, there was talk about him going back to 13, which is what he wore in college, I believe. Now that Keenan Allen left, he has to like cut a check back to the NFL for people that would trade in for it.
Well, hey.
And I don't know if Matthew Golden wants to do that.
Matthew Golden, currently the highest paid wide receiver on the Packers roster. So he's got it.
I would say there's a more than zero chance that he does not start the season wearing number 22.
I think he wears it.
I think he
all
wears
year.
22 for his career
Yep.
in Green
His
Bay.
career?
In Green Bay.
All right, go be a winner. Winners go to Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Millions of dollars are won every single weekend at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison. Tauscher coming up next.
You're listening to Jim, Matt, and Molly.
Like, winning teams could talk trash.
Yeah, but we're
Giannis talks trash.
Maybe we're not good enough to be talking trash.
Or maybe it's not your personality.
It's not tight. I'm not tight.
Yeah, I'm not tight either.
I'm not tight at all. What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's not tight. I'm
Who's
not tight.
Ben Johnson?
I'm so loose right now.
We don't know. I don't know who he is. I have
It's
no
not
idea
tight.
what he is.
I'm not tight.
Presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Wisconsin app, and ESPN Madison on YouTube.
Memorial Day savings are here at Brothers Maine. Shop unbeatable deals on top brands like GE Appliances, Cafe, Hotpoint, and Monogram. Plus, enjoy expert support and free local delivery. Visit us today and feel like family at Brothers Maine.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman's Brad Nortman. You hear me talk about Carbless and their refreshing flavors all the time. One of my favorites is watermelon, and Carbless just dropped the Watermelon Vodka Cocktail 4-pack. Perfect for chilling, grilling, or game day thrills. You know the drill. Zero sugar, unlimited flavor. Enjoy clean, crisp refreshment without the guilt. That's what Carbless does. Find the new Watermelon 4-packs wherever you get your Carbless. Crack open the taste of summer and get your bliss on.
It's
That's a home run! But wait, is your roof ready for the big league storms? If your roof has more holes than a catcher's mitt, it's time to bring in the pros. At Avondale Roofing, we've been handling leaks, repairs, and full replacements with major league precision for over 30 years. And as a GAF Master Elite certified contractor, we bring top-tier quality and proven performance to every job. Whether it's a quick patch-up or full upgrade, our team steps up to the plate and knocks it out of the park every time. You're out! Don't wait till water's in your dugout. Call Avondale Roofing today and keep your home in the win column.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. If you're looking for a place where you can better yourself while having a wonderful atmosphere, you have it at the Princeton Club. Strong communities, strong body, and strong mind. All it takes is one small step to start today. You will see that you have everything you need in order to achieve all of your goals. Find your better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. 8 Madison locations where you go in there, you take a tour, and you realize this is a place for me. Find more at PrincetonClub.net.
If you're a motorist of the four-wheel variety, please watch out for those of us in Wisconsin who do their traveling on 2 wheels. Adjust your mirrors to reduce your blind spots. Allow motorcyclists a full lane width. Use your turn signal when merging or changing lanes. And allow more following distance between you and the motorcycle. Motorists and motorcyclists can work together to achieve 0 preventable deaths on Wisconsin roads. 0 in Wisconsin. Together we can save lives. Learn more at zeroinwisconsin.gov. Wisconsin DOT.
Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a must-play every golf season. Wild Rock Golf features championship golf in the heart of Wisconsin. Wild Rock, a Herdston Fry masterpiece that's cut from the natural beauty of the Wisconsin Dells and offers stunning views from elevated tee boxes. Wild Rock presents spectacular greens that roll fast and true. Wild Rock Golf in the Wisconsin Dells, a unique gem that offers a challenge to avid golfers of all abilities. Book your tee time today for this must-play at wildrockgolf.com, wildrockgolf.com.
At Metro Ford of Madison, they sell vehicles that are built in America for America. This month, enjoy their You Pay What We Pay sale. The 2024 Ford Mach-E offers 0% APR financing for 72 months. $13.89 cost per $1,000 borrowed. The 2024 Ford F-150 is available with 2.9% APR financing for 66 months. $16.47 per $1,000 borrowed. Bonus cash available on XLT and SXT models. All offers available to qualified credit. Browse their inventory at MetroFordofMadison.com.
Green Bay Hall of Famer Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
I don't know if I'd agree with that, Jim Rutledge.
Green Bay Packers Hall of Famer
Matt Hamilton. Help me out. Who is that?
Wisconsin football analyst.
You know what? It feels like Molly's the only one that's being sincere about that. So, Molly, I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Mark Tauscher on Jim, Matt, and Molly is brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers. Chalmers Jewelers, with locations in Middleton and downtown Madison.
We are thrilled to have Mark Tauscher joining us here on Jim, Matt, and Molly. We are presented by Coors Light. Jim Rutledge, Matt Hamilton, Molly Brown with you in the Everlight Solar Studio. Primetime, Willer Sean behind the glass. And Mark, we are having you join the show. We got to ask a non-serious question first. Norm from Cheers passed away today, and we have a Siding Limited poll question to ask, and also he's famous for Bears from SNL. But who's who's the greatest side character of all time? So not a main star in a sitcom, but a side character. We had Norm, we had Kramer, we had Roz from Frasier, and I'm sorry, who was the other one that we threw out there?
I got to
Kevin from The Office.
Kevin from The Office there. So Mark, you can chime in with your own answer, or if you want to answer on one of those options.
Yeah, I mean, I saw that Norm died too, and Cheers was, one of the all-time great sitcoms for, people. I guess, Jim, you and I are of similar age.
Yep.
That show was, I don't think kids, I know my kids would never understand where you'd actually, sit down with your family and watch a TV show.
Right.
That would be, that was it. Norm and Cliff and Woody and Coach and, all of those characters. It was Thursday night, and we'd watch it. As far as Norm would be up there. I think George Costanza from Seinfeld and Cheers are my two-time all-time favorite shows. So those would be the two that jumped out at me. But you could put a lot of people from that cast of Cheers and put them in the mix, and I would be great with it.
If there was any of those shows that you could choose to be in, which one would it be?
Oh man. I think I probably. Well, I would oh man, what a great question.
That's
Mike.
a really good one, yeah.
I mean, I think Cheers, and again, I might be a little prisoner of the moment. Cheers would be probably right there. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. You know what? I know this isn't a sitcom, but I would love to have been on the old Dallas. The old show Dallas back in the day, just with all the stuff that was happening. I would pick between those two shows, and I think I'd probably lean towards Dallas just because of all the drama that occurred during that show.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Good poll.
Matt, you're the excited boy on the show with flag football here for the Olympics. So why don't you ask Mark our poll question?
Mark, do you feel slighted that you might be a little bit aged out for the 2028 Olympics and competing in football?
No, I'm not slighted. I think it's awesome that the NFL is doing it, and it's obviously they're trying to grow the game globally. They're doing all these games, and I think I saw Goodell say today there is going to be, and you can check my Twitter account, Jim. In 2016, I said at some point we're going to see 18 games, and there's going to be a week of international games only. And if you're going to have sister cities, this has always been the plan of the NFL, and to grow it quickly. We saw what the Dream Team did from the NBA to spread the game globally. That's what Roger Goodell wants his legacy to be with the NFL. So I don't think that's far off. But, yeah, Matt, I think you have a gold medal, an Olympic gold medal, and I think every kid that ever did anything athletically, didn't matter what sport, I think dreamt of having an opportunity to do that. And football players never would have thought that it would be an option. And I think it's really cool that guys are going to get a chance to do that.
Do you think anyone on the Packers would be the best fit of the team for a flag football? We have some options, but I don't want to give you anyone to see if you come up with one of them on your own.
I mean, I think because it's going to be a 7-on-7, I mean, it's not going to be linemen.
5-on-5.
5-on-5. So
yeah,
75 by 25 yards.
Is that what it's going to be? I would think you're going to be looking at. I'm hopeful by 2028 it'll be Matthew Golden will be one of those guys, and I would hope that Jordan Love will be pushing. So I know you can only get one player per team. I would hope that when that comes to fruition, Jordan Love has established himself as the guy, and if he wants to do it, he can. But otherwise, I think you're going to look at a wide receiver, and Matthew Golden, obviously, with being the first-round pick, and he'll be just getting into his prime in 4 years. Those would be two options that I would pick.
So, actually, the leader in our poll right now with 58 votes is Malik Willis, and I raised the thought, do you think that's because people don't want Jordan Love to play with the risk of injury or maybe not being prepared? What are your thoughts on Malik Willis right now leading the polls as the Packer player to represent Team USA?
Well, I mean, it's 4 years down the road. He's not going to be on the Packers.
That is probably a good point.
I don't fully understand why he would be leading it. I would hope that we would want – I get the injury risk, and I think that's obviously going to be the biggest concern. I think that's what from an NBA standpoint, that's always been the deal. But, if Malik Willis is still on the Green Bay Packers, that means he's not a starting quarterback. And I'm sure that's what his goal is going to be. With the success he had last year, he's still a young guy. He is going to go somewhere where he can be a starter. And if he's a starter here, then we really have a lot of questions as far as what's going on. So I think from a Packer fan standpoint, I don't think any of us should want Malik Willis to be the flag football representative from the Packers, because that typically there's not a real great reason why we'd want to see that happen.
So the topic that I'm most intrigued by this NFL owners meeting is the reseeding of the playoffs. And these guys were telling me yesterday, basically, I'm crazy for actually wanting it. But, I mean, I just think about the teams. Like, I mean, immediately I go back to last year when the Minnesota Vikings were, 14-3. The Detroit Lions were 15-2. That it stinks for a team like the Vikings that you have such a successful regular season, and then when it comes to the playoffs, you end up being a wild card team, and then you have to go on the road and play somewhere else when you might be playing against a division winner, but they have a lesser of a record than you. Like, I personally hate that. And if the Green Bay Packers were in that situation, I feel like I would be upset that they kind of get the short end of the stick with it. Am I wrong in thinking this? What are your thoughts on this?
Yeah, Molly, I loved agreeing with you last week, and we shared our Denver Broncos take, and I thought that was a good moment between us. You're way wrong on this.
Yeah.
I don't know what you were doing when Aaron Rodgers broke his collarbone and we were limped to be 8-7-1 and we hosted a playoff game against San Fran. Were you saying that then, that this is ridiculous, we should have to go out to San Francisco? The big thing, and I think you have to from a league standpoint, divisions still matter. And until you wipe those away, you don't have an even schedule. Nobody's playing an even schedule. So to win a division, you could end up being a 4 seed. If Minnesota was really that good last year, they would have had no problem going out to LA and beating the Rams.
Okay, but they were that good. I feel like their offensive line was decimated. Yeah, they were better than the Packers.
But that's sports, Molly. I mean, I think you have to. I mean, you can always try and relitigate and say, well, this isn't fair, this isn't fair. Your big goal, every team that gets started, is to find a way to win the division. And is it going to – last year was such an anomaly that you had 3 teams that were, 11 wins plus, and, the Lions-Viking game. You want to have games that matter down the end of the season, and you put division games at the end of the season to make sure that is in play. I think if you win the division, you should get a home game. And if you're really good and you've played in the Chiefs division and you're a game or two short, it shouldn't scare you to have to go to Cincinnati if you're the Chargers and beat them. Now, I think in a perfect world we'd find equations, and if it's a team like Seattle back when I played that was 7-9, and then New Orleans, who was 12-4, had to go and play a tough road game in Seattle, was that fair? No. But that is such a rare occurrence that I think to take away that carrot of winning a division and just wiping that out, I think would be a big mistake.
Okay.
Preach, dude. That was my whole point.
I just want somebody to be on my side.
You got it last week. We don't get it this week.
Listen, Molly, I think we're both very reasonable, and I'm not saying you work with 2 people that maybe aren't as reasonable all the time, but I tend to fall that way. But on this one, I got to go with Hambone. I'm on Team Hambone.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, Mark, I know you got to get out, so thanks so much for your time.
Well, quick question.
Yeah.
So, Molly, you asked me, what sitcom are you jumping into?
See, so I really haven't watched any of these that are on the poll. So if I had to go into a sitcom, we talked about The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I love The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Or Friends, just because I would love to be in like a group that's that close and fun.
Who would you be on
I mean,
Friends?
doesn't every girl think that she's Jennifer Aniston, honestly?
I would think.
I have no idea. You tell us.
Who would you guys be on Friends, Tausch? I know you're a Friends fan.
I'd be Chandler.
Okay.
I think I'd be Chandler.
You were going to say Joey?
I'd be Joey.
Yeah, he would be Joey for sure. Yeah. All right. I guess
Like
you
a real
didn't answer,
Ross,
Jim.
I'm not a Ross.
Leather pants.
Jim is Gunter. I think Jimmy'd be Gunter.
Gunter,
There
yeah,
you go.
I like that.
I would go into Cheers, though. That'd be
Okay.
my choice. Yeah.
Okay, Norm.
Well, who would you be on Cheers? Cliff?
Yeah, probably. Just Cliff. Mark, you'll appreciate. I think Cliff was basically Twitter before Twitter because he's a guy just spitting
Cliff
out
was awesome.
just spitting out like half facts, and everyone's like, okay, sure, and it was
Well,
entertaining everyone.
It depends. You could also say Frasier was probably at Twitter, too.
Yeah.
That was, back in those days, that was Twitter.
Yes.
Cheers, that whole scene, and I think we can all agree the world was a better place.
Yes, 100%. Thank you, Mark.
All right, guys.
All right, Mark brought to you by Chalmers Jewelers in Madison and in Middleton. Madison's family-owned and Madison's local jeweler. This is Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light.
You're listening live from St. John's, Newfoundland. The Newfies love Jim, Matt, and Molly. 100.5 ESPN Madison.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Hey, it's Molly Brown from Jim, Matt, and Molly. I've been drinking ZOA Energy for a while now, and I absolutely love it. ZOA is my go-to beverage when I need a boost without the crash that comes with other energy drinks. It's packed with natural ingredients like vitamin B and C, electrolytes, and has zero sugar. It fuels my workouts and busy days. I recently had twins, and I have a toddler, so I need all of the energy I can get. Head over to ZOAEnergy.com to find the location nearest to you to pick up some ZOA for yourself. ZOA Energy for balance and drive.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
ESPN Madison and Zimbrick Honda are celebrating the area's best high school sports stories with the Game Changers of the Month. Follow ESPN Madison on social media to see the teams recognized for making a positive impact in the community. It's the Game Changers of the Month, presented by Zimbrick Honda.
Still getting around to that fix on your car? You got this. On eBay, you'll find millions of parts guaranteed to fit. Doesn't matter if it's a major engine repair or your first time swapping your windshield wipers. eBay has that part you need, ready to click perfectly into place for changes big and small. Loud or quiet, find all the parts you need at prices you'll love. Guaranteed to fit every time. But you already know that. eBay. Things, people, love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
During National Military Appreciation Month, we at University of Maryland Global Campus say thank you to the service members, veterans, and families who dedicate their lives to our country. We are deeply grateful. For over 75 years, UMGC has proudly served the military community, from installations overseas to the communities you call home. Wherever you serve, we stand with you. Learn more at umgc.edu/thanks. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chef.
Have you been waiting to buy your next home? Stop. Now is the time to get housed. What's up, Madison? It's Stacy from Bruner Realty. Nobody has a crystal ball to know what the future holds. The longer you wait to find your next home, the better the chance you'll be paying more for it than you would be today. Don't miss out on what could be the best opportunity to find your dream home. Contact our team at BrunerRealtyInc.com to help start your search. That's BrunerRealtyInc.com. Let's get housed.
Tournament host Steve Stricker joins a star-studded group of PGA Tour champions at the American Family Insurance Championship. Catch the action June 6th through the 8th with an exciting team competition and a new tournament home at TPC, Wisconsin. This year's AmFam Champ concert features Megan Maroney with special guest Clint Black on Friday, June 6th at Breese Stevens Field. All proceeds support the Steve Stricker American Family Insurance Foundation and American Family Children's Hospital. Get your tickets today at amfamchampionship.com.
Bo here from Ridgetop Exteriors. Southern Wisconsin got hit hard with hail recently. If your home took a beating, now's the time to take action. We've been delivering top quality roofing, siding, and window services locally for over 23 years. With free damage assessments and insurance experts on staff, we've been your licensed, local, and trusted contractor since day one. Don't wait until small damage becomes a big problem. Turn to Ridgetop Exteriors today. Ridgetopexteriors.com. That's Ridgetopexteriors.com.
Ridgetop Exteriors.
Welcome back to Jim, Matt, and Molly, presented by Coors Light on 100.5 ESPN. Also brought to you by J&K Security Solutions.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel Air.
Tune into Behind the Bucks on the Bucks Plus Audio Network, presented by Gallagher, your trusted insurance broker and HR and benefits consultant. Behind the Bucks dives deep into Bucks in 6, a culture unknowingly created by former Bucks star Brandon Jennings. I can't focus when I just want to rap to this song. I got one little fight and my mom got scared. Okay, take a look inside the Brandon Jennings story, the origin of Bucks in 6, how it became a rallying cry, and what it truly means to Jennings and Bucks fans alike. Find Behind the Bucks on bucks.com/plus, the Bucks app, and wherever you get your podcast. Behind the Bucks is presented by Gallagher.
She's Molly Brown. I'm Jim Rutledge alongside Matt Hamilton. Primetime more shine behind the glass. We are presented by Coors Light. We're in the Everlight Solar Studio. We are taking you till 6:02:20 to be exact. That's when pregame's 6:04 pregame here. It says right here, out at 6:02:20.
I like it.
First pitch at 6:40. Brewers taking on the Orioles. Pregame at 6:04. Tomorrow, don't forget
We're streaking, baby.
You have to win tonight.
Okay, well, we got two in a row. That's
you should win tonight. I would bet on them winning tonight. Brewers are, they're a better team than the Orioles.
What's tomorrow?
We are at the Sylvie for Cycle Nation fundraiser. So we'll be excited to be on stage there and watch a bunch of people work out while we do a radio show, which is never awkward. Carl was talking text on 844-770-3776. This is more. There was a bar in Florida that was right next to, I don't know if it was Bally's or whatever, some sort of workout place that was open at 5 a.m. But the bars in Florida, certain bars closed at 5 a.m. So you felt the worst about your life when you'd be stumbling out of the bar at 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning while people are coming into the workout facility next door.
I will say, in McFarland, it might be Princeton Club, one of the fitness centers right next door to a Pizza Hut. And I always feel terrible about it. I park as far away from the health center as I can.
You're I'm going to walk a few extra
I'm not going to make any eye contact with anybody on the elliptical.
Exactly. Especially when you're coming out. It's got some boneless chicken wings. I got some pizza. You're going to make direct eye contact with someone who's on mile 4 on the treadmill.
Yeah,
it's
Yeah. You just hold it up.
Yeah.
I'm happier than you. We had JJ and Poinette chimes in with the Friends theme was a more modern, obviously, pop song.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
Was that written for Friends, or was that already? I know it was I didn't know if they wrote it for Friends and it became popular, or if it was already a song.
It only became popular because of Friends.
Yes,
True,
I think it was already a song.
Okay.
Became this show open and then got popular.
Jefferson's, which is a popular one, which was also redone by Nelly. The fish don't fry in the kitchen, and then Nelly redid that song. But and Nelly, no wait, it wasn't Nellyville. But anyways, he redid it. And then Kevin and Lodi, my favorite text on the Carlos Talking text line.
Best producer in the biz.
Jim is correct. They are not producing number 22 for the Packers Pro Shop. I believe he will start this season with a different number, even though it was his grandma's favorite number. Number 2 was. That's Kevin and Lodi. So.
I didn't say you were wrong for what it's worth. I just said, really? That seems crazy. At least I think.
He started. Well, here's why they're especially not doing it. He initially took 81.
Yeah.
And then maybe thought about getting 2, now doing 22. And I'm curious where it'll land.
The first rendering I saw, when they'll change the jersey of the player from a catch or something from college, they just render it to look like they're in a Packer uniform.
Okay.
It was 87.
It was originally 81 for him, though.
81 is the number I don't know what Matt saw rendered on social media. I'm saying 81 was
that
his
a
original.
fan-made one?
It might have been. It was the day he was drafted. It was probably minutes
I
after
saw
he
that.
was drafted.
Yeah, that was probably a fan-made one.
It could have been. I thought it was a handsome number on young Matthew Golden.
I definitely saw a guy, a photo of a guy at the draft that was wearing number 81 with Golden on the back, too. I saw that on socials. Yeah, he was. I saw it on social. You could probably get it made
by day 2. He had a ready-made one.
Yeah, you can go get a custom jersey.
There is not a notable Packer with number 82, right?
No.
Jaden Janke is the name that pops up.
I think Jamon Moore wore number 82.
But I'm saying he could do 82 and still have 2 in.
82 is uglier than 22.
I know he also mentioned that
agreed.
Part of the reason with 22 is that 22 teams passed on him when he was picked 23rd overall. So
which I do like that.
It's a little extra nuance.
Yeah, if you want to play with a chip on your shoulder.
I'm gonna say he's not gonna wear 22.
What number is he gonna wear?
82.
No,
he's gonna be 22.
82 seems slow as you know what.
Slow. It's faster than 22.
That gives me tight end vibes. 82.
Yeah, a blocking tight end.
Yeah.
A blocking tight end?
Well, just
so it's funny.
the
So
low
you guys
80s,
we don't want him to
80s give me tight end vibes. High 80s are wide receivers. 20s are running backs.
I know he's not a tight end, but I don't need another Alan Lazard. Just blocking. I know he's not a tight end. I know he's a wide receiver. I'm just saying.
Antoine Randall L. John Stallworth, Hall of Fame wide receivers. Also, Hall of Fame tight ends, Ozzie Newsome, J.C. Witten as well.
Oh, yeah.
But then it's more of a tight end number, I feel like. I feel like those two tight
22
ends.
is a running back number, and it's
you're not wrong.
A
You're not
fast running
it's
back?
a running back
No?
number.
I'm just kidding.
Also, side note here, they're talking about this, and I believe the Bears have the most retired numbers. I think you're gonna have to. Maybe we just don't retire numbers.
You're saying retired numbers by the team or
by
like
the,
in the Hall
by
of
the
Fame?
team.
Okay.
So like players can't wear the number. This popped up with Luther Burden because he was unhappy. I mean, it wasn't a big deal, but he's like, yeah, the numbers he wanted, like for the Bears, is like number 2, 3, and 4 are retired. Like there's a lot of numbers that are retired that is kind of annoying or taken, and it popped up that like they're going to start running out of numbers that teams might just have to. What's that?
Decimals.
Well, no, the idea was, which I liked, was
take that for that.
You might have to unretire some of these numbers. And
Like, hey, you were pretty good, but now that we have a bunch of numbers retired, we realize you weren't that good.
But like,
but you can't do that. You can't unretire a number.
So, are you done?
No, that's terrible.
So the idea would be you unretire it and then you put like a patch on it when everyone wears it. So like,
Oh, that'd be cool.
So you have the player's patch on it. You're gonna literally run out of numbers.
Phone numbers.
I mean,
Not phone numbers, but
that was the big deal with the Giants with Abdul Carter. First, you wanted number 11, which what is that? Phil Simms' number.
Yep.
And then he asked for 52.
Yeah, 56, I thought.
Or 56, yeah. Whatever Lawrence Taylor's number is.
Yeah.
He was like, you know what? I went too high with my first one. Let's go even higher.
Yeah. Right. And I think like an easy standard, because here's the issue, is that not every player who has their number retired is necessarily an NFL Hall of Famer, too. Like is Phil Simms an NFL Hall of Famer?
I can't imagine. Well, how many Super Bowls did he win? Just one?
One or two, but like,
otherwise he was
kind of.
I'll check.
All right,
made as a quarterback.
I'm looking at the number 81, which I wouldn't be mad at him being, because Terrell Owens, Tim Brown, Anquan Bolden, Randy Moss. That's all good company.
Randy Moss only on the Patriots, so for
Yeah,
a season
Phil
or two.
Simms.
He also didn't win a Super Bowl with him.
Phil Simms has his number 11 retired by the Giants, but he is not in the Hall of Fame. The Giants, looking at this list, also have a big number of retired jersey numbers. Michael Strahan, Lawrence Taylor, Ken Strong, Charlie Connerly, Joe Morrison, Al Blozis.
Good old Al Blozis.
Played 1942 to 1944.
What a terrible last name.
It's one of those draft dodgers.
If I ever feel bad about my name, Blozis.
So the Bears have a league-leading 14 jersey numbers retired. The Packers have 6. And, like, they have one retired for George Halas, which, what are we doing? We need these numbers. George Halas, he didn't play for the Bears.
What was his number?
I don't know. They didn't have a number. I don't know what number they retired for him, but he did
it.
not have a number. So that's kind of insane. And then Bronco Nagurski, but again, we're talking football.
I mean, great name though.
Oh yeah, that's a shoe in the football. So I like the idea back to like there's certain numbers you can like hold. Like 34 for the Bears, that is Walter Payton.
And it's only ever going to be Walter Payton.
But like, and I love I heard this last theory for you guys on numbers. Retire a number for a city. Chicago, 23. Jordan, Hall of Fame. Devin Hester, Hall of Fame. Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Fame. They said number 23 should just be retired across all sports. And then not quite a all-time great, but a really great White Sox player wore number 23 as well. So like it was one of those where it's like that number is associated with the city. You could almost retire it. Like the Miami Heat retired 23 for Michael Jordan, which is still insane. Hey, you kicked our ass so much and so handily, we're going to retire your jersey.
That is a little odd.
So odd. Like, I can't imagine. That'd be like going full circle. Not fully this, but it'd be like hanging up a shirt that someone, like a gift that you got from a significant other before your current one. It'd be like, yeah, we're just going to leave this up here. Like, they were so good. Like,
yeah,
we're just gonna hang that here.
What did you do with your shirt yesterday?
Yeah.
So I did give it. So I brought it to my wife. She's like, why would I care at all?
Wow, good for her.
She's like, I could zero
confident.
And to break it down, go back full circle.
Yeah. So I wore a shirt yesterday that was given to me by an ex-girlfriend 18 years ago. I think it was the last girl I dated before my wife, and my wife had zero craps to give that I was wearing that shirt.
Do you still love her?
I did. She's like, are you sure you want to give it away? Because she's like, it's not that worn out. I'm like, it probably stinks. It's 18 years old. Like, I'll just give it away.
It looked beat to Molly.
But like, that's kind of
that shirt was cash, bro.
But that's kind of how it came, though, too, is part of the problem. But J&K Security Solutions, they're locally owned, they're veteran owned, and they're there to protect the community and your home and your business. So go check out our friends at J&K Security Solutions. Brewers baseball coming up next.
Go Crew!
Swing into the bridge